on Galatasaray. Let me see if Joseph is here. If he's not, you can watch the recording. Joseph, hello. On this one, Galatasaray, we can see that we are trying to break above the zone. I still need to see a daily candle close above it to confirm that it is broken. We just have a big wick and a wick here previously, lining up with this minor support and resistance, multiple rejections from this area. Once we break it higher, we'll be expecting further bullish movement. That's it for now. I don't really have much updates except of what we just mentioned. If you go to seed for the Dear Boss Mac, I don't like this chart. For now, I don't like what's happening. We broke below the zone, which makes total sense, right? Because US 500 broke the 3.9K, which has been acting as a very strong support zone. So now we are more bearish than bullish. We have been bullish previously, right? And if you remember last week, I've mentioned that for the bulls to remain in control, I would like to see a break above this and then above this from a long-term perspective. I want to see this neckline here around 14 broken upward, and will be bullish unless we see a break below this trend line, which we unfortunately now have. Now we are bearish, and if we trade higher, it would be a correction before we trade lower again. I'm speculating a bearish movement till this area here, so like starting from 5.5 till this lower 5, and this area here would be a very strong area and an attractive one to look for, to look for buy setups, and would be overall bearish as long as we are trading below this trend line. Also, we can go and offset of it, so that's channel. So even if we trade higher, we can still trade lower from here until eventually it is broken upwards. Okay, so we have been, let me re-add it, we have been bullish, now bearish. Let's wait for the bulls to take over again. That's it for seed. Now, let's get into CAD. We're approaching the 0.1, which is a very strong round number. Previously, I was speculating this to happen. Let's see it now, the head and shoulders, no longer helpful. We might have a double bottom now, right? So if you go and add this one around 0.78, maybe around this area, if we reject it, we would have a double bottom. Anyway, we have a big range. We can see it, bullish movement, and we are currently here. So we'll be looking for this movement. Let me remove this one here. Doesn't make sense. That's it. If we break below this 0.1 in an aggressive manner from daily time frame, expect further bearish movement to this lower bound to around 0.05, which is also this demand zone. If you go to daily, I don't want to see it on daily as well. Okay. As mentioned last week, if you remember, if we break below the 0.15, we'll be expecting further bearish movement inside the support. So we had it, we retested it, and we traded lower. For now, we're approaching or diving inside this support zone. On H4 time frame, we are bearish, trading inside this falling channel. For the bulls to take over now from a long-term perspective, we need to see this and then a high broken upward. In this case, we'll be expecting a bullish movement. For now, we are trading lower and lower, and as we approach the 0.1, I'll be personally also looking for buy setups, but we want the bulls to prove to us that they are strong enough to take over. I have my alert here now, so I've made my box here instead of there. But anyway, let's add it here. That's just like my alert. So I'm waiting for this to be broken upward for the bulls to show some signs of strength, because we have been bearish for a while, trading inside or below this trend line. But of course, from a long-term perspective, I want to see this, a new high to form, which makes sense to form around these lows. And then this one would become a major one, and then when broken upward, we will be expecting a shift in momentum from bearish to bullish. For now, we're of course bearish. We can even draw this one as a falling broadening wedge to cover the lower bound of the zone. That's it. Let's move forward. We've got Adam. If you want to go over a specific altcoin, please let me know. Okay, so the Triple Man asked for MATIC. Of course, let's do MATIC. let me add it just here so that, yeah, anyway, we have it here. I'll do it before ADA anyway. If you want any other altcoin, everyone, let me know and I would be happy to do it. So MATIC. So MATIC has been standing stronger than many altcoins because you can, for example, notice ZZ has been making lower lows and lower highs. ADA has been trading lower and lower, but look at MATIC has been standing strong around the 0.7 support. Also, if you want as an offset for it, around 0.62, maybe 6.2. So this is a support zone. If broken downward, expect a movement to the 0.4. For now, let's take it step by step, right? As I always say. So just like previously, we trade lower, we trade higher inside this box. We had a big more bullish movement. We trade back inside it, traded higher. Now, starting from here, I'll be looking for buy setups, expecting this bullish movement inside this range. And as you see, I have my alert here in case we drop lower. I want to look for buy stops as well. And I have my alert here in case the bulls take over from here. How do we know? We zoom into, but before I zoom in, I have to delete this one to keep my charts clean. We zoom into H4 time frame. And for now, that's our last high. We might be having an inverse head and shoulders pattern forming. It would be this. Left head and the right is forming, or it's just a bearish trend, and we'll keep on trading lower and lower till the 0.7 where the bulls take over. We can't really know. Okay, we don't predict. We wait for the bulls to take over first, and then we react. And that's the power of waiting for extra confirmation. Don't ever, as mentioned, like we spent like last week 10 minutes talking about this. Don't ever buy because it's cheap, because it's a strong support, because it's a demand, because we have seen it a lot. Price trades, dives inside a support, break it downward like there is no support at all. Okay, so don't buy blindly, no matter how good the project is, no matter how cheap the price is, no matter how good the fundamentals are in the entire crypto market. Okay, no matter if there is a reason for it to go up, it might not go up. Okay, wait for the bulls, wait to see money flowing into this project, wait to see people believing in this project, adding more money, using the USDT to buy MATIC. You're using their I don't know why car like okay. So when people start to put money, it will be translated into price, and the price will be going up. That's your confirmation. Of course, not like going up like this and then trade lower by breaking above a major high. So for example, that was a major high broken upward, we traded higher. For now, we might be still making lower highs, lower lows for this to test this zone, or even break it downward. Okay. And of course, like usually, no matter how aggressive the movement is upward, it always retests. It always provides you like with an entry again. So don't jump in because like of the fear of missing out. Okay, so for example, if you saw, for example, MATIC going up like crazy here, okay, don't just buy because like you want to buy, because like you don't want to miss it. Price always tends to make a retest, and the bigger the impulse, the bigger the retest would be. Okay, for example, a big impulse movement, and then we had a retest. Okay, always wait for the retest. Give me a sec, someone is texting. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it for MATIC. If you want any more requests, let me know, and I would be happy to do it. Next, we've got ADA. ADA broke. Okay, this is a perfect example. We had a demand zone here, right? So price should, right, or most probably would reject this demand zone, but didn't happen. We kept on moving lower and lower like there is no demand at all, even though this demand was a very, very strong one. Price didn't respect it. We kept on moving lower. So now this is this is no longer a demand, and we can even delete it. Okay. Next, we've got this demand zone, which is also a resistance zone. Multiple rejections from this area. We can even make an offset of it till around 0.1, which is a strong round number. If you go to daily time frame, we are still bearish. Okay, this is very important. This is how simple. Okay, that's how simple it should be. Okay, especially moving forward to 2023. Don't buy until the daily high is broken upward. Okay, start from the higher time frames, feel the market, know where you are. For example, here we could know that we are bearish starting from here, especially after drawing this channel. So I'm not interested in buying ADA, no matter how cheap it would get, until we see any kind of reversal by breaking at least above this channel. Okay, and the daily time frame is usually very clean. It shows you the impulse movements, who is in control, like how big are how big are the candles, and so on. And especially ADA has been very weak recently. We had the support has been holding, broken downward, retested it, traded lower, and since then we have been also breaking below a low, as you see here, broken downward, retested, traded lower. Okay, we might be going higher, retest this area, trade lower again. So that's it. I have an alert here around 0.15 as you noticed, because if we drop lower till here, it would be a strong demand zone. I'll be looking for buy setups here, and I have my 2 alerts here just to know that the bulls are taking over from a short-term perspective and from a medium-term perspective. That's for the short term. I'll be expecting a movement till here before we trade lower again. That's also a supply. Or vice versa, for the medium term perspective, I want to break above this high right there. In this case, I'll be expecting a movement like this before we trade lower. But as long as we don't break a major high from daily, we would be overall bearish.